Oh la la, a young lad, young Jordan, is a you tell them, not even that can stop me. Young but my heart to the core.
Hey guys, I'm back. So as you can tell, I'm gonna be doing a story time on when my supervisor shit himself at work. Basically, I used to work in a certain store. I'm not gonna say the name of it, but if you're from London or the UK, even Europe, you know, it's quite a big store, as in they have a lot of stores everywhere, and they used to be well known for having super cheap clothes, and they still try to go by that, even though these times their clothes are the same price as River Island now. Like, you used to be able to get jackets and coats and stuff in there for like £10. Now I'm seeing coats and stuff for £50. But anyway, that's besides the point. Yeah, so I used to work for this store, and my shift was 5:30. Is this in focus? My shift was 5:30 to 9:30 in the evening. So I went into work as normal, and I think I had just come back from maternity leave after having Avery actually, and so I came back and, you know, started my regular shift. Like, and the thing is, I used to work in the fitting rooms before I went on maternity leave, but when I came back, they was doing like a phased return to work, so I was doing a bit of everything. I was on tills, I was folding, I was in fitting rooms, everything. So this particular day, I was actually in the women's denim section, and you know, it was about, I don't know, I want to say it was about 7 o'clock, and I was just, it was one of those days where it was kind of empty, and I kind of finished my section earlier than I needed to, so I was kind of just trying to waste time. So I was just going around the store talking to people and everything, and actually one of my really good friends, let's call her Tresemme. So me and Tresemme were talking by the denim section, because she had half of it, I had half of it. We were just talking, and all of a sudden I was like, because I was smelling doo-doo and I wasn't understanding why. So, you know, I looked on the bottom of my shoe, it wasn't me. Then I looked to my right and I saw a little girl, and she looked about 2. I was like, oh, it must be her, like she must have pooed up her nappy. And then I was just casting on saying her parents need to change her nappy, like how can they be making her walk around with poo in her bum, all of these things. And then the little girl walked in front of me, and I looked and I saw that she didn't have a nappy on. So I was like, what is this smell? Now, bearing in mind that like where the staff part is, like where you would enter the code and go down to like the HR and the canteen and stuff, to where I was working, it was about like a 20-second walk away. So I'm not expecting it to be anyone that I know or anything, but I'm still like, because I was so confused. And then I saw my supervisor walking towards me, and we're gonna call him Denim. So Denim was walking towards me, and he looked kind of like flustered, and he was walking kind of fast, and I don't want to say he has something wrong with him, because that would be me assuming, but the way he walks, he kind of walked with like a, not a limp, but it was like he had to kind of drag himself along, like, yeah. So he was walking, but he was, you know, dragging himself faster than usual. So usually he'll walk past like this, but these times my guy was there. So why is he rushing? He walks towards me, and he's not really making any eye contact, and he busts a swift right to go towards the till bank. About 10 minutes past now, and the whole of this, the whole of the store was smelling. Now, bearing in mind, the store has upstairs, do you know what? I might as well just say the store, Primark, basically. I'm not going to say which branch it was, obviously, but yeah. So for those of you who, you know the Primarks around the London area or whatever, there's a Primark in an area called Marble Arch. Now that's like one of the biggest Primarks, like it's a massive store. So the one that I worked in, I want to say it was about half the size of the Marble Arch one. So you already know that's a decent sized store. The whole store was smelling. It was smelling. The customers are walking around like, the staff are walking around like, it wasn't a good time. And then one of my colleagues, she came upstairs and she came running to me and she was like, oh my god, Denim shat himself. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, he's a grown ass man, like he's not about to poo himself, like no. She's like, nah, he really pooed himself. She's like, go downstairs now. So the corridor, basically when you go through the staff area, you have to go downstairs, go down another set of stairs, then you go through double doors, then you go enter the pin and go through another set of double doors. So yeah, she was like, I swear to god, like there's shit all over the floor. She's like, it's like a trail leading towards the men's toilet. And she was like, oh, I nearly said his name there, it was Denim. And I was like, how do you know? Go to the tills now. The smell of shit will infest in your brain and you will remember it for life. That's how strong it is. So me and my nosy self, I obviously went to the till bank and I just pretended I was getting hangers because they have like hanger bins behind there. So I went to the till bank and I swear to you, I was like, and do you know what the thing is, yeah? Me and him were cool. Like when I first started there, I didn't really like him too tough. After, you know, like a year of me working there, we were actually cool with each other. He's obviously standing there and he's like, he knows what he did. He knows what he did, okay? And he's standing there trying to mind his own damn business while everyone's minding his business. I felt so bad for him. I go behind the till bank, it is smelling of shit. I was like, no, it actually has to be him. It actually has to be, there's no other way. So comes out, like he literally, it's about 7 o'clock at this time. He literally, and bearing in mind the store closes at 8:30 for customers, but we stayed back until 9:30. So it's about 7:30 now at this point, and he's come out the till bank and he's walking around the store. I looked at his jeans. Why was there water stains going all down the jeans? I obviously know it's because he shat himself and he tried to wash it out in the sink, and you probably got doo-doo crumbs all over the sink. But the real question is, why the hell did you have to wash the front of your jeans? Why in the hell would you have to wash the front? It still baffles me to this day. You shat yourself and the front of your jeans is wet. Like, unless you have a booty hole in the front of your parts, or you shit through your, or I don't know, but I was really confused. Or unless that was the back of his trousers and he washed it and, you know, wore it back to front. I don't know. At this point I'm like, nah, I don't even want to go downstairs to see what is there. And anyone who knows me knows I am the biggest germaphobe ever. Like, I hate hospitals. I hate walking through hospitals. Like, if I could levitate, I will levitate. If I go shopping, or if I've got a handbag and I'm in the fitting room or I'm sitting on a chair in a waiting room, I am not putting my bag on the floor. I'm not putting my bag on the floor. I'm not putting my coat on the floor. I'm not putting nothing on the floor. No, no, because no. Like, the other day I dropped Jarrell's bib on the floor. I left it there. No. The whole thing will go in the bin. Yeah, I'm like, I don't even want to go upstairs. I didn't even want to touch the handle. I didn't even want to type in the pin even, like, to get through to the double doors. Like, I didn't even want to type the pin in because I'm like, your hands have touched it. And to be honest, even though you've washed your jeans, I can't be sure that you've washed your hands. I really can't be sure. So then he actually left early. Now, obviously he's left early. They didn't say nothing. They were just like, yeah, you can go. Another question that will bug me for life is, how did he get home? He lived in East London. The shop I work in is basically it's nowhere near East London. For him to get home, it was like an hour and a half journey. How did you get home? How did you get home? There's no way you could have gotten public transport. There's no way. You couldn't have ever been so rude and had no manners to call a cab or Uber and get in someone's car with your shitty batty. The car will actually smell for life. Like an hour journey, that's across the waters. You're going to be sitting in the cab with your shitty batty for an hour. You've got to throw the whole car away. You've got to actually throw the whole car away. It's that deep. I know damn well you ain't walking to no East London. So I pray to God he had family members, because throughout the whole shift, like, I had a headache, I felt sick to my stomach, like all the cilia hair in my nose was singed, my brain, I felt like I could even taste the shit from my brain. Like, you know when you can smell something and you can taste it? I could taste the shit. He's left early and I actually didn't see him for like 2 weeks. I think he was too embarrassed. He had to let everything kind of, you know, settle down for a bit. But by the time I had went downstairs, the shit had been cleaned by the cleaner. And the way my colleague described it, I actually saw the shit. She was like, basically the corridor. So you've got the this is the corridor. This is obviously the sides of the corridor. She was like, the shit trail was in the middle. Best believe when I clocked out and I had to go downstairs, I did not touch that button. I didn't touch any of the doors, the handles, nothing. Like, I made other people open it, or I waited until other people was clocking out. I wasn't doing it. When I got to the corridors, because I knew the shit was in the middle of the corridor, I would walk on the edge of the corridor. I swear to God, if I could levitate. And you know, like one of my really good friends that work there, Cece, hey girl, that day she like decided not to come in, and I was pissed because you don't understand the banter we would have had about this. Basically, when he came back, everyone was just acting like nothing happened. But I honestly feel, do you know, no, I felt bad for the cleaner, because you had to clean grown man shit. Diarrhea. Do you know how long I didn't use his toilet? I refused. Even though he was in the men's toilet, I refused. Like, I hardly use public toilets as it is, whether it's work or not. If I can hold it, I'm going to hold it. And when I do go, I'm hovering over the seat. Like, my skin will never touch it. My skin, I won't even touch the sides of the stall. Like, I will pee with my arm like this. I'm not holding it. You know when I know them sinks just got water ran through it? Like, did the floor even get bleached? Yeah, so that was basically just a little story time about when my supervisor shot himself. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you in the next one.